Years ago, a deadly cataclysm raged planet Namek, sending a young nameless Namekian away from the planet. Instead of making his way to Earth, this time the Namekian would be sent off to the planet Serial. The Namekian would be taken in by the Cerulean people, who would help make sure he was okay, though the Namekian kept waiting for his parents to come for him, which unfortunately they never did. The Namekian then began to live a peaceful life with these Ceruleans, growing up with them and becoming something of a hero to them. You see, the Namekian was extremely powerful, more powerful it seemed than most of the Ceruleans combined. With his immense strength, he was able to carry all of their heavy weight and make sure to tend to the crops with ease. Since there is no kami of this planet, the Namekian wouldn't need to go to him and force himself to be split into two, meaning we just have this extremely powerful, nameless Namekian. I don't want to keep calling him the nameless Namekian though, so we'll just call him Kami for simplicity's sake. Kami lives out most of his life on the planet, and manages to create his own set of Dragon Balls to repay the Ceruleans for helping him. The 7 Dragon Balls are created, and this time, not scattered across the planet, but returned to their creator after a single use. Mainly since Kami isn't making them this time to be found through a journey, but just for the good people around. Since Kami is such a good worker for the Ceruleans too, he embraces that King Piccolo side inside himself, and uses the Dragon Balls to wish for eternal youth. That way, he can help the Ceruleans without having to worry about old age. Life on Serial is relatively peaceful, until one fateful day, when the Saiyans invade the planet. The Great Apes attack and kill many of the Ceruleans, with the intent of wiping them all out. Kami isn't gonna have that, however. Kami powers up and attacks the Great Apes, killing most of them in a few shots. The Saiyans can't believe that this single Namekian is wiping them all out, and unleashes all of their might onto him. If you remember what Guru said in the Namek Saga, if Kami and Piccolo had never defused, then they'd have been easily able to defeat Vegeta and Nappa. The only way that he could have been beaten was if the Saiyans were Super Saiyans, and none of these guys are, so I think it's safe to say that they would have no chance against Kami. Kami even takes out the moon and hopes that it'll stop the Great Apes from having a size advantage on him. Thankfully, it does, and they revert back to normal. Kami sees that a lot of the Saiyans are retreating from the planet after seeing Kami kill most of them, which he thinks is good riddance. Though, he can still sense one more Saiyan nearby. Kami flies over to see Bardock, carrying a Cerulean child, and Mizuli off to safety. Kami asks Bardock why he's still here, and they give him a reason not to kill him too. Mizuli tells Kami that Bardock saved them from the other Saiyans, so he's not one of the evil ones. Kami finds this pretty hard to believe, but after reading his mind, he can tell that this one isn't truly as evil as the others. Bardock says he only saved them because he felt like it, and that they should be careful now as he's pretty sure that Frieza's gonna come to this planet eventually, just to check in on them. He wants to get out of here before anything happens, though he is scared of what Frieza's going to do to them all now once he realizes that they failed. Kami says he doesn't know who this Frieza is, but isn't going to let him destroy their home, so he's ready for everything. Bardock tells him it's not going to be that simple, as Frieza is the most powerful being in the universe. He'd recommend just getting off the planet now before they all meet their end. As Bardock goes to leave, his scouter picks up powerful beings making their way to the planet. The Ginyus? No, weaker than them. He then realizes that it must be the Heaters and tells all of them to get down now. The Heaters arrive on the planet to be able to sell it, but to their surprise, there are still quite a large number of Ceruleans. Alec wonders why the Saiyans would leave the planet if the Ceruleans were still alive, and once he sees the large pile of Saiyan bodies, he realizes that they must be dealing with an above-average warrior here. Who could it be though? He assumes that Gas would be able to make the Ceruleans talk, so tells him they might want to go over there and find out who killed all these Saiyans. Kami isn't just going to let them kill the Ceruleans, so jumps up to attack. Gas managed to stop him in time with the shield, but this Namekian is a lot stronger than Gas anticipated, and the shield is cracked. Bardock knows that Kami is just asking to die, but to his surprise, he notices that he is holding off Gas pretty well. In fact, he is holding him off better than he could have. Gas summons all of his weapons, attempting to slice and dice this Namekian out of existence. Kami is able to dodge all of the blows, and if one hits him, he has his regeneration on his side, and is able to fix himself to make it look like he was never struck at all. Gas is annoyed at the power of the Namekian, and lets his inner nature loose, unleashing all that he has onto the Namek. However, even this isn't enough for him, as Kami, once again, beats the crap out of Gas. From Bardock's intel, he knows that these guys work with Frieza, who was the one to send these Saiyans in the first place to kill everyone on the planet. He's not gonna let that happen, and embraces his inner King Piccolo, and kills Gas right here. The remaining Heaters are shocked at the death of Gas, and attempt to flee the planet, though Kami isn't having that and blows up the ship that they are on, killing the remaining heaters. Bardock is insanely impressed by the power of Kami, saying he's definitely one of the strongest beings he's come across, but compared to Frieza, he's nothing. Once Frieza hears about the death of the Saiyans here and the heaters, he'll come to the planet and destroy it himself. Kami tells him to go ahead and try it, and that it'll be his funeral. Bardock wonders what he's gonna do now, since if he's the only survivor and returns home, he's definitely gonna be questioned by the others. If Frieza realizes that he's working with this rogue, then he'll die too. He's pretty much screwed if he doesn't stay here. Bardock curses since he knows being here with Kami and the others is his best chance at survival. He communicates with Gine through his scouter, saying that he won't be able to come home for a while, as he's had some complications on this new planet. He knows that the Frieza forces will probably be listening in on this conversation, so using Morse code, he tells Gine to send Kakarot and Raditz away to Earth and try to find a way off the planet herself. Gine understands Bardock's message and does her best to steal a pod for Kakarot and send him off-world. Though, once she does, word gets out that Bardock has betrayed the Saiyan race by allying himself with the enemies. So, after finding out that Gine, his wife, stole his Saiyan pod, she is executed by the soldiers. The soldiers tell the remaining Saiyans of Bardock's group that if they try to contact him, then they'll be killed as well. Zarbon and Dodoria are sent down to Serial to kill Bardock and whoever else killed all the Saiyans and the Heaters. Bardock freaks out over seeing these two, but at least it's happy to know that it's not Frieza. The two invade the Cerealians, with Kami coming to the raid and battling the two. To Kami's surprise, these two aren't as strong as he thought. The Saiyans in the Great Ape forms were more powerful than these two. How did the Saiyans get put under their rule if they could have crushed them so easily? Dodoria is killed, with Zarbon deciding to transform to end this Namekian. Kami is caught off guard by the transformation and sent flying away. Bardock thinks that this is probably how the Saiyans got put under their rule. Zarbon and Kami fight it out, with the transformation giving Zarbon a little bit of an edge, but not enough to drastically change the outcome of the fight, and he is killed as well. The two right-hand men of Frieza slain so easily. Bardock is at a loss for words. With these two killed, there is no way that Frieza isn't coming here now. No matter how powerful Kami thinks that he is, he'll die to Frieza. Kami begins to think that Bardock is telling the truth about his strength. These two were still nothing to him, but if that Frieza can transform like that Zarbon, then it would be troubling. He also doesn't want to be fighting off countless alien invaders every other month, so decides he's gonna hide their planet. Kami goes to his Dragon Balls and summons Shenron, wishing that they could move the planet Serial to a remote location, that way Frieza won't be able to find them. Shenron grants the wish, and Serial is teleported away to the far corner of the galaxy, outside of Frieza's radar. Bardock is kinda ticked off that Kami was hiding these magical wish orbs from him, though Kami said he still didn't fully trust him yet, so didn't want him to try and steal them from him. Well, with them in hiding, he guesses that Bardock is stuck here, so he's gonna have to accustom to life as a Cerealian. Bardock isn't too pleased that he's stuck on his planet, but knows it's definitely better than being blown up by Frieza. He just hopes that his sons are able to escape the planet and can live a better life. For the next few years, Bardock has been given permission by Kami to use the Dragon Balls to find out what's been happening out in the universe. He finds out that planet Vegeta was destroyed, and that thankfully his sons are still alive, but that only Kakarot made it to Earth, and that Raditz is still forced to work under Frieza. Bardock doesn't want Raditz forced into that slavery anymore, and trades hard with Kami to become powerful enough that they can defeat Frieza themselves and save his sons. The Cerealians train them occasionally too, even a young Granola, who has a really sharp shoot, which is perfect for dodging training. Bardock has also been able to listen in on what Frieza has been doing through his scouter, and after many years finds out that Raditz managed to go to Earth to find his brother. Though, since they are very powerful and fought off Prince Vegeta and killed Nappa, he's going to send in the Ginyu Force to deal with them. Bardock tells Kami that they need to get to Earth now, since they should be powerful enough to deal with the Ginyus themselves, and finally save his sons. Kami agrees and is sick of being in hiding. After all these years of training with Bardock, he's surprised on how far both of them have come. Now, Frieza should be a cakewalk. they both take a Saiyan ship and pilot off to Earth, telling us Cerealians to use the Dragon Balls to wish them back to the planet once they contact them. The group are surprised to hear this story, with Raditz disappointed that Gine, his mother, was killed while he was away before the planet even blew up. If he was still there, then maybe he could have saved her. Bardock tells Raditz to be quiet. He knows that even if he was there, then there would be nothing that he could have done. All they can do now is avenge her death by defeating Frieza. Raditz tells his father that while he's really happy to find out that he's alive, there's no way they're going to be powerful enough to defeat Frieza. Goku tells him he's not so sure, as he said the same thing about the Ginyu Force, and look how that turned out. Most of them are dead now, and they didn't even have to go all out. As long as they look out for weird powers like what Ginyu had, then they shouldn't have a problem. Raditz says that the Ginyus were different, they're powerful as a team, but Frieza, he's stronger than all of the Ginyus combined, and then some. He had to have been the one who blew up Planet Vegeta. And if he can kill the rest of the Saiyans with just a flick of his finger, then what are just 3 of them gonna do? Bardock smiles, saying that they've got something up their sleeve that no other Saiyan had back then. Raditz and Goku ask what he means, with Kami smiling, telling him to stand back. Bardock screams out, powering up into a golden aura, and exploding into the power of the legendary Super Saiyan. And with that, we're going to be leaving this episode here. Hope you guys enjoyed the backstory of Cereal, and how Kami and Bardock fit into the main story now. If you guys want to see more from this scenario, then make sure to like the video and subscribe, as if we can get this video to 300 likes, then I'll make sure to get on with another part. Before I go, huge shout out to all of my amazing patrons for their support. As in the official patron tier, we have Nathan, BBB, and Bossmaker. In the moving up in the world tier, we have Patrick Sandlin, John Lister, David Monroe, Sinshinron92, Oak Woodtree, Ogata Shiba, Monal, Eric Doss, Blake Foyer, Matthew Garcia, Vegito Gaming 72, True Lightning Striker, Joseph Calvin Liu, Samroth, Speedster 352, and Dreadpool. In the VIP patron tier, we have Always Zero and 11726. And finally, in the God tier, we have Tony Kage, Tails Homie 99, and Caleb Gotcha FNAF. Thank you, especially you 3, you guys are absolute gods. And thank all of you so much for watching. So, until we meet again you guys, see you later!